cuts back up the middle, and he'll run forward for about 15 yards. That's a great carry by Ty Callaway.
Carrying the ball number 27.
He's had a more quiet night at this point, but it's good to see him making some men miss and making some valuable hits. That'll make it 1st and 10 for Pleasant Grove. Westlake's own 35-yard line. 2 receivers to Jensen's left. I formation, will be under center. Call the motion, Ty Callaway motion to his left. Kynell is the single back, Maldonado. He'll receive the handoff and be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Another good defensive push for this Westlake team.
Carrying the ball for the Vikings, number 28, Kynell Maldonado. Runs into a wall of Westlake Thunder, no gain on the play.
Six minutes, 40 seconds left on the clock for this goal. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left on the clock. Score tie 7-7. This drive, Pleasant Grove has been pounding the ball and really focusing on the run game, kind of lulling you to sleep, but they've been driving down the field. And now in scoring position. High formation, ball given to Callaway up the middle. Gain of about 5 yards. They'll push forward. It's a great job by our offensive line. And a 2nd and goal.
As the Vikings try to move the ball, they move into a thunderstorm of Westlake players near the 6-yard line.
Thank you so much for helping. Yeah.
Easton, Casper, and Jackson Hill, the 2 receivers. I formation again. Jensen under center. Some movement along the line. No penalty flags called. Ty Callaway get the ball, and it's a good tackle up the middle to about the 1-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and goal.
All right, 5:01 remaining in the 2nd quarter of play. Now, we've seen a pretty good game. It's tied 7-7. So what do you think the Vikings have got to do right now to get into the end zone?
They'll probably run the ball again, and they will. With
Just like they did.
That story of that drive was just pound the ball right up the middle with Ty Callaway and then Jake Jensen there at the end for a touchdown, giving Pleasant Grove the lead.
You've been able to watch Jake Jensen on the field during practice, during different moments. With Jake's power, do you think it's a weapon that they're holding off on to have him run up the middle, or is it something that you think they'll be using a lot more in the future?
The quarterback run game?
Yeah.
Well, Jake, he's the style of quarterback he is, the PAT will go straight through the uprights, make it 14-7. But the style of quarterback he is and the style of running he is, he's not a really running quarterback, but he's a quarterback who can run, and he'll run effectively against you, especially on the QB sneak with his power. I mean, when I see him in the weight room, what he squats and benches is like unreal, especially for a quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We saw in one of the highlights from last week was where he was just running and just trucked another defensive player, and he's not the fastest quarterback, so he's not going to get around the corner. They're not going to design plays to get him out around the end, but like those short distance ones that we just saw getting into the end zone, I think that's a very, very powerful thing to have as a quarterback, is the ability to get a couple yards when you need it.
Yeah, and another great thing about Jake is he's not afraid to hit people. I remember one of my first practices with the high school team. It was a boot pass, and he tucked the ball and ran, and our middle linebacker came out up for a tackle, and Jake Jensen just laid him out. It was one of the hardest hits I've ever seen.
Yeah, one of the stronger quarterbacks in the state.
Yeah. Number 13, Blaine Ballard. Lots of room on the return. He'll run up the middle. One man to beat, and that's the kicker, and he'll beat him. Oh, and then he's caught from behind. That was 22 Jay Maldonado to tackle, but an explosive play by Blaine Ballard, one of the impact players for this Westlake team.
Pretty impressive run. Once he gets a little bit of open field, he went for it, and he had that one man to beat him, but in doing so, he slowed down and got tackled from behind. So Westlake is in a great position to be able to score against Pleasant Grove. And like we mentioned earlier, Westlake is 0-5 and they are hungry to win.
Yeah.
So Pleasant Grove coming off a big win. So it's going to be interesting to see who wants it more in this game. 14-7 is the score. Pleasant Grove leads with 4:33 left in this first half.
Running back to left. He'll take the ball right up the middle.
Taking the ball for Westlake Thunder, number 6, Jacob Halliburton.
Scratch that. That was actually Jacob Halliburton, the quarterback, with the keeper up the middle. Fakes the handoff to number 23, Wyatt Brennan, the running back. Great scoring position for the Westlake Thunder. We'll see if they can tie it up right before halftime with only 4 minutes left in the half. That would be some great momentum, so I believe they also received the second half kickoff. Reverse for Westlake, but snuffed out immediately by Spencer Tauteoli, the freshman. That's a great defensive play and a loss of about 7 yards. Great read by Spencer Tauteoli and a great play by a young player. It'll be good to see him in the future.
Look good.
Spread formation for the Westlake Thunder. Wyatt Brennan to Halliburton's left. Pass completed to number 3 in the flats. Gain of
Pass complete to number 3,
about 8. That'll make it 3rd and 7 at Pleasant Grove's 23-yard line.
Number 56 on Westlake, Cameron Bird, some extracurricular. The play wasn't over, and I loved his tenacity of just blocking a guy over and over, keeping him on the ground. Westlake, like you said, in a position, a threatening position to come back on the Vikings with 3:09 remaining. They're trailing by 7. 7-14 is the score. Vikings lead.
Their field goal team will enter the field. It's 4th down, and now kick it. It'll be an impressive kick, but it's missed. Didn't get the distance, or it looked like on target. So that's unfortunate for this Westlake team to come up empty after.
With such a huge run, right?
Yeah, after Bauer's great return. So the Pleasant Grove offense will take possession at their own 20-yard line, 21-yard line.
And this is plenty of time for the Vikings to be able to run the field. 3:04. I've seen them do the 2-minute drill where they're able to drive about 80 yards with no problems. So if the Vikings can get through and keep getting first downs and move the ball up the field, they have a chance to move this up to a 21-7 before halftime.
Yeah, that'd be huge momentum. Empty backfield. Jensen in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. It's a good snap. He'll look to his left. Pressure gets to him, and that's a tackle and a sack. A loss of about 3 or 4 yards.
And that's number 52 that we were talking about before, that he was able to get in there, and he's tenacious. He goes for it. Jake Jensen doing something that I've noticed a lot of quarterbacks doing. A lot of them will drop back in the pocket and try to move out further, and it makes it harder for your defense, or I mean your offensive line to block. So he's stepping up into it. Although he got sacked, I'm impressed that he's staying in the pocket and he's not trying to back up. Timeout on the field, 2:51 remaining in the first half. Pleasant Grove Vikings lead at the Westlake Thunder 14-7. The ball is on the 17-yard line in Pleasant Grove territory, 2nd down and 13. Now, we've seen a lot of football already, and we've been able to see kind of the weapons on both teams. For Pleasant Grove, we've got a tough running game, running it up the gut, I think was the most effective thing so far in the game. And for Westlake, it's kind of been breakthrough plays, nothing really structured, just some pretty big offensive plays by a few players.
Yeah. Halliburton's run to the right on the quarterback keeper was huge to set them up for their only touchdown. And several others have also got them within scoring position. They just haven't really been able to contribute.
Yeah, it's hard for them to convert when they get down close.
Jensen throws low to his left, incomplete pass. Intended receiver was number 28, Kainoa Maldonado.
Maldonado was a target that they knew he was going for. He did not change his direction of view. They knew where he's throwing, was able to knock that down pretty quick. So now we've got a long 3rd and 13.
And if Westlake's defense was able to get the stop here, they'd have plenty of time again to maybe score. So I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a run up the middle to try and let the clock go a little after, because third and longs are very hard to convert on.
Yeah, most of the time you're going to have to go for a long pass. The defense knows it's coming, so you're not going to get that big rush. You're going to have, now we've got a flag on the play, most likely a false start,
yeah, false start,
which makes it even tougher for the Vikings pushing it back 5 yards. So again, penalties we've been talking about throughout the game. We've had quite a few already. We don't have the stats on it, but Pleasant Grove has been shooting themselves in the foot when they get themselves in positions where they can convert, and now we've got a third and super long.
Side to side, but on the 12-yard line in
third and 20
territory.
about from their own 11-yard line.
Yeah, 3rd and 17, and it's pushing us back into our own territory. Not a lot of room to move for Jensen. He's not going to be able to drop back too far, but look for a long pass. We've got 2, 3, 4 wideouts.
Looking to his right to Dane Christiansen, and if that was a catch, that's a heck of a catch, but ref will call it incomplete. They'll say he's out of bounds.
Yeah, dragging his feet like you see in a professional football league, trying to stay in, but just didn't quite get it. So that brings up a 4th and 17. We'll bring out the punting squad. The score, 14-7, Vikings lead. Talking about that drive, the 2-minute drill, they wasted about 35 seconds was all with a 4 and out. I don't expect any type of play here that deep back in their own territory.
No, they're not BYU.
Worst calls. Oh, almost blocked. 48-49.
48, yeah.
Barely crosses the 50-yard line.
2:29 remaining in this half. Vikings have been playing pretty well. If they can make another stop, it'd be nice to be blocking them with a lead.
Tonight, including Murdoch Hyundai, Family First Dentistry, ABC Great Beginnings, Costa Vida, Pitt, Larson Heating and Air, Redwood Family Therapy, Sport Clicks, The Mat Yoga, Unique Auto Body Town Storage, Saratoga, Daylight Donuts,
it's like offense,
and Security National.
Possession.
Under Armour, along with Universal Athletics, is a proud partner
48-yard line.
of Westlake High School
9 seconds,
Athletics.
down 7. We'll see what they can do. 3 receivers to Halliburton to right, and so is the running back. He'll take the snap, throw it to his left. To his receiver, there's a lot of open field. He'll tie up the sideline for a touchdown after stiff-arming the right corner. And that is a great play by this Westlake offense to quickly score, and another one of those big plays that we talked about. That'll make it 14-13, and Westlake PAT unit will take the field. Very quick change of momentum. And corner was there to make the play for Pleasant Grove, but number 10, I believe, Brandon Diaz, puts a deadly stick. Number 88 for Westlake, Blake Bastian is back to kick for Westlake. Man running on late for Pleasant Grove. Miscommunication probably. And PAT unit will set up. Good snap, good hold. No, it's a blocked kick actually though. So Pleasant Grove will still have the lead, 14-13. That's a great special teams play after a great offensive explosive play by Westlake.
And it's another one of those that we talked about. It's not like a structure that happens for Westlake where they're driving play after play after play. They're big breakthrough plays where our defense has a lapse and they're able to just drive that ball down on 1 or 2 huge plays.
Yeah. One of the troubles though with having just not a real offensive structure and only big plays is that when big plays, they just happen spontaneously. You never know when they're going to happen. Yeah. And when a defense is good enough to shut them down, then your offense really is nothing to work off of. And that is one of the big reasons why Westlake, I believe, is 0-6 this year.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. But a team like that with the right momentum can be dangerous.
Yeah, they can be very dangerous.
I think if Pleasant Grove can get on top of it, they should be able to shut this down. But as it's been going so far, Westlake is right in the game, just down by 1 point. 13-14 is the score with 2:18 remaining in the first half of play.
And these two offensives so far have been completely opposite. Westlake, Pleasant Grove kind of lulling the Westlake defense to sleep, slowly driving down the field. And Westlake with some just big plays spontaneously.
Taking the ball away from Westlake number 48, John Graham.
All right, we're right back to where we were before, talking about the 2-minute drill. We still have more than 2 minutes left, and the Vikings on the 29-yard line. It's going to be interesting to see how they run this. If they go to their strength of running it, or if they want to keep going for some passes and seeing if they can open up the field. But so far, the Pleasant Grove Vikings have been very successful with the run. Again, 2:12 remaining in the first half of play. Vikings lead 14-13 against the Westlake Thunder.
Pleasant Grove comes out in I formation. Ty Coward, the tailback, and he'll take the ball up the middle. He'll break some tackles and gain about 7 or 8 yards on a sturdy run.
Ty Calloway brought down by number 46, the Westlake Thunder. That's Britton Thompson. He wrapped him up pretty well from behind, and it looked like Ty was going to be able to break another tackle, but was brought down pretty quickly from that backfield. Now the problem with running it right now, you've got that 2-minute drill. We're at 1:45 left in the first half, and if they keep running, they're going to run down their time. But they're moving the ball.
Split backs. Some misdirection, but Jake steals the ball, throws it down the middle. Oh, and it's dropped by number 20, Dane Christiansen. That was a dart thrown by Jensen.
It was a great pass, great diversion out there, and then it just turned into just a ball that was a little bit too short. And in between two defenders, he was threading the needle. It looked great, just a little low for Christiansen to be able to pick up.
Yeah. And Christiansen, this is also his first week back, I believe since week 1. Yeah. So just kind of working his way in.
We got a fumble, it looked like.
And Westlake thinks they have it.
And it's...
And they will have it.
1:27 remaining on the clock.
And that is another one of those huge plays where it's not anything that's structured by Westlake. Things are just going their way, and they're capitalizing. You can tell they want this game very bad.
It's going out trying to make plays.
So with 1:27 left, Vikings are in the lead 14-13, but Westlake on their tails, a 1st and 10 on the Vikings 40-yard line. So they've got great field position, a lot of time on the clock, and they've still got, it looks like three timeouts, and Vikings have 0.
Yeah, that's plenty of time.
I don't imagine the Vikings wanting to take a timeout at this moment, but they've exhausted all timeouts.
Halliburton steps back, throws it deep to his right to a receiver. Great defensive play by Kaino Maldonado, the left corner, and the pass is broken up.
You love those plays, and you are like clenching your teeth when it happens, because it was so close. You're waiting for the referee walking over, and it looks like he's about ready to throw a flag, but he says incomplete pass, and it could have gone either way, but Maldonado made that hit right as the ball was hitting the receiver. So 1:19 remaining in the first half. Again, Vikings are ahead 14-13, and the ball is on the Vikings 40-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Taken by Halliburton, makes a man miss. Scramble up the middle. Almost to the first down. Brought down by number 4, Hunter Walker.
And that was almost a huge sack.
Number 33, Brock Tomlinson, I believe, to make a play, and Halliburton shows his agility.
He had it wrapped up, but just too. And commentating, usually done by students, but on away games, sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do to make this work. And while we've got this time, let's talk a little bit about our sports network. This is a student-run organization. You guys get to do a lot here. What's your role on Sports Network?
It's probably to stay at the program for as long as I can. I mean, I'm only a freshman, so I got 4 years.
All right.
Hopefully learning a lot about broadcasting
Excellent. The game back underway.
Halliburton steps back, feels some pressure, and he'll scramble up the middle. Takes a good angle, and it will get out of bounds, which will stop the
running up the field for a first down, number 6, Jacob Halliburton.
Jacob Halliburton, he is one of their biggest weapons. Their only, their first touchdown, he ran it around the right side and just outran everybody. On that one, he looked like a scared cat, just kind of like, I don't know what's happening, I'm back and forth. And nobody could catch him. He's just very, very quick, very maneuverable, and able to get quite a few yards. We've got 1st and 10 on the Vikings 18.
Number 23, Wyatt Brennan to Halliburton's left. Halliburton takes a snap, throws to his left to number 10. That's the same play they scored on last time. But corner Jason McHugh there to make a huge play and a huge tackle.
Now, Jason McHugh's tackle was like the perfect example of an open field tackle, making contact, wrapping up, and making sure your guy goes down. A lot of people tend to miss, try to go for a bigger hit, and he just wrapped up and took him down nice and easy.
Yeah, that's great technique by Jason McHugh.
52 seconds remaining, and Westlake is in great position to hit a field goal if they're not able to drive in, but they're going to go for the touchdown if they've got plenty of time to try to get that first down or go for the end zone. If they do score that extra 3 points, you've got their field goal. They will be up on the Vikings 16-14. We're hoping to be able to make that stop and keep Vikings ahead as they go into halftime. You've been in some situations when you're down at halftime in the locker room. What do you think?
We talked about Morgans to try and stop some of those big plays we were talking about, and not making simple mistakes on offense, just continuing to drive down the field and execute, and maybe try for a few more big plays.
All right, this is a big 3rd down for the Westlake Thunder. 3rd and 7 with 52 seconds.
Pump fake by Halliburton, and he'll be tackled for a short gain by Micah Talteoli, it looks like.
That was a great shoestring tackle. If he would have gotten around, it would have been another 5-6 yards, or even breaking away for a touchdown. With the clock is running, 30 seconds left in this.
No huddle, quick, 3rd down. Fakes it, the handoff, and a screen, which is immediately tackled by Kainoa Maldonado.
Kainoa doing the exact same thing on that side. It looked like the same play, same tackle. 25 seconds left, it's 4th down. They are going to go for that field goal.
Yeah.
Hoping to go up. One of the first times they've been ahead at halftime. So, let's see if Pleasant Grove can make another stop with their field goal.
And if I'm either of these teams' fans at this point, I got to be frustrated because Pleasant Grove got stopped at the 1-yard line once. Westlake had their PAT blocked and missed a field goal. There's just lots of points that could be on the board that are not, and also lots of crucial fouls that have penalties that have just completely changed the game.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. It's hard to be able to be that close and give it away, or if you've got a penalty that's given away, you always go back after the game and say, what if? Now, these are the moments where the coaches will say, let's not talk about the what ifs, let's make these happen and be disciplined, like you said, and come out and make some stops and use the offensive power that's there to make some points go up on the board.
Both teams will break the huddle and return to the field. Field goal unit on. Snap is good. Kick is looks like he pushed it just left.
No good. The referee is signaling no good. That's another moment where the Thunder have got to be thinking, we could have had an extra 6 points. We had one blocked. We've got another one that doesn't go through. So they should have been in the lead at this point, but now we'll be going into halftime trailing 14-13. So what do you think they do here? Are they going to take a knee or are they going to play it out?
I think they might. I doubt they'll take a knee. They might throw. If they're going to throw, they're going to throw it far down the field. I believe they're going to run it. Maybe hope for a big play, but if not, they'll just take halftime. And that looks like a first down run by
first down run, 13
Keller.
seconds still on the clock. So probably do the exact same thing, another running play, run the clock down.
Maybe one more last long pass play to end the half. I mean, we know Jake Jensen has a heck of an arm from last year's Lehigh game.
Yeah, and it looks like the clock is running down. They're probably just going to run it down. The trouble with throwing that long ball is you can get that thing off, and it's a Hail Mary. You have the chance of scoring, but more often than not, you get it picked off, and you have to worry about the interception pick six. All right. So, this is Pleasant Grove Sports Network. This is Colton Bayless. I'm Russ Mayo. We are leading the Westlake Thunder 14 to 13 at halftime. Tell me a little bit about what Pleasant Grove has to do coming out of halftime.
Coming out of halftime and entering the third quarter, I'd like to see some explosive plays. I mean, we've seen them pound the ball, and we've seen our offense move the ball, but like we've talked about Westlake, they've just made some huge plays, and Pleasant Grove really hasn't. I mean, they still have the lead, and they've still moved the ball, but maybe play longer than 30 or 40 yards.
Yeah.
That'd be great to see.
It'd be good to see kind of the reversal of roles, like you're saying. Pleasant Grove with some big plays, and Westlake, they're probably going to come out and hope to be able to get some structure. They can't
get on your feet.
think that they're going to be doing these big plays play after play.
Thunder cheerleader.
All right, so we're going to
Good performing.
We're going to do a halftime recap. We've got Cole from Westlake. He's going to jump on the microphone, and we're going to be swapping out here, and we're going to be talking just a little bit. So we're going to get Cole on the mic. So Cole, you're a Westlake alum. Actually, you're still in school. So you've been watching this game. You've been studying the game. You've been doing stats. You're getting ready for next week's game against Lone Peak. Tell me what you've seen so far in your Westlake Thunder. What is their strength in the game? What do they need to do to be able to come back and win this game?
So what I've seen so far is in the past weeks, they have gone up against tough opponents, but they haven't played well on defense, and I think they've really stepped up their defensive game, and they've also got some offensive production, so it's been a great game so far, and they're really hanging in there, unlike the games in the past.
Yeah, I've really noticed that they've been coming out and they have had huge plays happen. Your quarterback is very shifty. He's able to move quick. I compare him to like a cat being dropped out in front of a bunch of dogs. As soon as he's released, he's just all over the place and people just can't get him. So he was able to get a touchdown early in the first quarter, and then later on they have just been driving. They've had a few missed field goals, a few missed opportunities. So in this second half, Pleasant Grove, I'm sure they're going to come out thinking we've got to make this stop on these big plays. But like you said, the Thunder's right there. They're knocking at the door. They're hungry for it. And you said in games past they just haven't been this close. So going into the locker room, what do you think the coaches are going to be telling their players to do for the second half?
Well, I think that going into the locker room, they're going to say they played a great first half. And it's going to be a real boost of morale for the team. But yeah, I think they really need to again step up their defense and contain that very strong offensive push of PG. They've done a good job so far. But I also think that, like you mentioned, Jake Halliburton, he took over the starting job in the second week, and since then he has been on a roll. And I really like how he was shifting into the backfield and was making big plays on the run. So I feel like if he can make some more big plays, Westlake is going to get some more offensive production.
All right. We love having you on our broadcast right now.
Well, you know, Westlake, again, just hanging strong. I feel like they're really tough. Defense, they forced some turnovers, some fun, but yeah, I think it's been a heck of a game, and I'm really excited for the second half.
All right, thank you so much, Cole, and we'll hopefully see you and during basketball to be able to do some commentating there as well. Maybe do a collaboration there as well. Hey, thanks a lot.
Absolutely, thank you so much, guys. You guys are a great program.
Hey, thank you.
Junior Drill Team. A big thank you to our Saratoga Springs Orthodontics for sponsoring our event. You can pick up your mini drill team members at the south end of the stadium. here. If you're searching for a phone, a set of keys, and Emily Finlinson. Emmy Finlinson, we have a special gift up here, especially if you've got some ID to prove it's yours. Taking the ball to the 20-yard line, running it up to the 36-yard line, 38-yard line. Number 2, Boston Chapel. Carrying the ball to the Thunder, number 23, Wyatt Brennan.
And welcome back. And welcome back to Pleasant Grove at Westlake. And welcome back to Pleasant Grove at Westlake. Pleasant Grove leads Westlake 14-13. Beginning of the third quarter. Westlake is the ball at their own 45. They'll give it to number 23, who has it burst and gets the first down for Westlake.
The ball going into Viking territory now to the 45-yard line. Number 23, Wyatt Brennan.
That was a great carry by number 23, Wyatt Brennan. We can see some explosion on that run and some ferocity. Westlake really wants to win this game.
Yeah, we've already had this year Riverton, who had been defeated for like the last 2 or 3 years, coming up against Pleasant Grove, and they were just hungry to win. And when you've got that in you and you can see that you've got some victory possibilities, big plays happen like that one. They've got a good 6, maybe 7 yards on it. Looks like they're going to call it 6.
Call on the sideline by number 10, Brandon Diaz. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Always nice for a team to be able to come out on the first down and get some decent yardage. Takes a lot of pressure off for the second down, third downs to be able to get that first down.
Brennan to Halliburton's right. Quick the handoff to him, and he'll be pressured immediately. And a sack by Spencer Talteoli and Johnny Fanaika. Loss of about 9 or 10 yards. That's a huge play again by this defensive front for the Vikings.
That was one of those moments when you've got two people cornering the quarterback, and they're both big, both fast, and able to make a huge hit. That's one of those that when you get hit like that, you start thinking a little bit more as a quarterback, and you start putting yourself in a situation where maybe you're not going to be as explosive. You're a little bit more scared. So the ball on the 47-yard line, 3rd and 12. Vikings lead 14-13.
Empty backfield. Halliburton alone. He'll take the snap, drops back, scrambles to his left, doesn't feel the presence of Tyler Trotto, and he'll get another sack. I think that's his 3rd of the night.
Yeah, that's his 3rd of the night, and it's rare to have 2 sacks in a row from the same person. So you've got 2 big ones. That's going to bring up a 4th and 15, where on their first down, they had a 6-yard gain, put themselves in great position, but then the Vikings defense has come alive. 2 sacks in a row, and now with 9:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Vikings still lead 14-13. 4th and 15 with the kicking crew out.
Jackson Hill back deep to receive, number 88, Blake Bashan punting, and he'll get the punt off, and that's a beauty.
That was a great punt.
Caught by Jackson Hill, breaks a tackle, but brought down by 2 more Westlake defenders. That's good coverage.
Yeah, that's great coverage, and it looked like he was knocked by one of his own players, just trying to like break free. It's that split second that either lets you break away from the defense or get pummeled by them, and he got pummeled. So Vikings are going to be able to take over 1st and 10, and it's going to be near their 14-yard line.
9:07 on the clock.
And this is really fun weather for Viking sports, high school football. It's starting to get chilly. You can feel that it's October's on the horizon. Fumble, and Westlake looks like he's recovered.
Westlake did recover it, and it looks like the ref saw that too. So Westlake with another huge play that we talked about earlier.
9 minutes on the clock.
They'll retake possession on Pleasant Grove's 21-yard line. That's great field position.
Yeah, and those are, again, those big plays that are happening now. Random big plays just keep happening over and over. They no longer become random. It looks like they are becoming just focused as a special team, focused as a defense, being able to cause these fumbles. That's the 2nd one of the night where Westlake has come up with it. Turnovers, penalties, different things going against the Vikings, and it seems to be going Westlake's way, but Westlake has not been able to convert with these big moments. So we'll see if they're going to be able to do that now with 9 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. The play's away, and a big tackle, hardly any gain after the hand. If any, maybe a loss of 1.
That looks like Spencer Talteoli again, number 11.
Westlake breaking their huddle. They've had a bunch of moments in this 3rd quarter where they have been tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Viking defense causing a lot of disruption.
Halliburton takes it.
And
oh my goodness,
one.
another sack. That is the 4th sack already in this 2nd half.
Now, you've got to be thinking what the Westlake coaches are thinking about when he's beating his man each time. So it's that he's beating, and he's just taking over and being a massive loss of yardage for the Westlake Thunder.
And at the beginning of the game, we talked about these impact players in Tyler Trotter and Johnny Fanaika, the 2 defensive ends for Pleasant Grove, and they really stepped up this 2nd half when they're only up by 1 point.
Yeah, when they've got that confidence and a little bit of adrenaline going, they're able to get in there and make the big power plays that cause the Thunder the problems on offense. So 7:36 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Vikings lead 14-13.
A draw play to Wyatt Brennan. He looks like he's got some space, but he's brought down actually after a gain of about 5 or 6. So it's a pretty good run, but still 4th and long.
Sometimes with the ball off on that far sideline, it looks like they've got a lot more yardage than they really did. They are still behind the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
It's bringing up that 4th down and 12, thanks to that great defense by the Vikings with those sacks to put the Thunder back in their long distance 4th down. So they are going to looks like they're going for it. They're too far deep to kick it, so they're going for it.
Halliburton takes a snap, pump fakes, goes for a screen,
and
it's incomplete.
There.
That was open.
It was wide open. The coverage wasn't really right on top of it, but enough to cause the receiver some issues. So Vikings are going to get the ball turnover on downs.
And Viking defense comes off the field pumped after a huge stop.
First down for the Vikings, ball on the 25-yard line.
I'd like to take this time to talk to any of those interested in becoming a member of Pleasant Grove Sports Network. You can contact, well, first of all, you have to be a member of Pleasant Grove High School, a student, or you could be a transfer student from another school. But if you want to get involved, contact Russ Mayo at Pleasant Grove High School.
Motion left, Jake Jensen with a keeper. He'll run right up the middle, and some powerful running that we talked about at the end of last half. And I actually like that play call. He gets a nice chunk of yardage.
Yeah, when you get some great blocking and that power, when you've got a guy squatting near what, 400 pounds, where he can get some yardage, and if you get that each time that you hand it off, well, not hand it off, but take it up the middle, you're going to be able to get some good field position.
Great catch by Dan Christiansen for 1st down yardage, and off of a dart thrown by Jake Jensen.
It's nice to see Christiansen back in the game. Like you said, he hasn't been playing since game 1. So being able to see him get that cross pattern and just be focused, pull it in, even though he knows he's going to get hit.
Yeah.
That's a 1st down for the Vikings. Ball on their own 37-yard line. 5:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. 14-13 is the score. Vikings lead.
3 receivers to Jensen's left. Tykel also to his left. He'll pump fake. Break a tackle. Run to his right. Throw it to Christiansen a little low, and it's incomplete.
And that's tough. You've got a wide open receiver, but when you're running and trying to throw on the run after breaking a tackle, you know people are on your tail. It's tough to get it there. So Kainoa just wasn't. Was it Christiansen or Mal? Kainoa.
20 and 28 look really similar.
Yeah, I thought it was Christiansen.
Yeah. Christiansen is white gloves. That's how usually what I use to tell them apart. And Kainoa has blue. So.
All right.
Jensen rolls out to his right. Screen to the other side, and it's picked. Definite. That's a great read by that backside Westlake defensive end, and another huge play.
And another turnover that the Vikings have given to the Westlake Thunder. And again, this is the time. If the Thunder want to make a move and be able to win this ball game, they're going to have to capitalize on these turnovers. So far, they are not able to do it. I think the only one they capitalized on was the turnover on downs in the 2nd half. They were able to just make a big play when there was a kick return, and then just a couple plays after that they were able to score. But nothing really has been happening on these turnovers deep in Viking territory.
Handoff of the middle to Wyatt Brennan, and he's tackled immediately. I'd like to point out Westlake's defense really quick, actually, because the student that came and talked to us from Westlake, Cole, he talked about the improvement in their defense, and watching their film over the weekend, their defense has given up over 50 points, I think, 3 times in a row. So this is a remarkable improvement. I think they have 3 or 4 turnovers, and they're playing their guts out.
Yeah, the defense has been giving the offense an opportunity to win this ball game, but they have not been capitalizing. I mean, right now they're on the 16-yard line in Viking territory, and we'll see what they're going to do.
To Brennan again, right up the middle, gain of a good chunk of yardage. And we are first down, 3rd and short, it looks like what the officials will say.
It's pretty close. I don't think they're going to get it. They're just about half a yard short. So 3rd and 1 on the 10-yard line. This is going to be pretty intense. They've got an opportunity to be able to get a first down in the red zone, and the Vikings have got to make a stop if they want to continue to lead this game. 4:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down, 1 to go on the 10-yard line.
Power formation for them. Brennan right up the middle, and he's tackled. I don't know if he got it. That's a great play by number 19, Micah Talteoli.
Looks like he's short. Nope, they're going to give it to him.
It's a good run by Brennan to move the chains into
first down for Westlake Thunder, ball on the 9-yard line. 3:50.
All right, so with the ball on the 8-yard line, they've got 4 chances to get it into the end zone, and Vikings have got the same amount of downs to be able to stop them. It is a battle. It's the high school sports mentality. We're going to see who's got it.
That same type formation, same exact play. Brennan up the middle, swallowed by Viking defenders and brought back.
Gain of Westlake Thunder, number 23, Wyatt Brennan.
2nd and goal at about this. Oh, looks like they'll mark it about the 5.
Okay, we've got our power players that we talked about that made the impact early on. I mean, Westlake is thirsty. They want to take this and be able to turn it into points. They have been unsuccessful in the last 2 turnovers. Handoff, and it looks like he's got some room.
Try and get the corner, but he will be brought down at around the 2 or 3 yard line. Tackled by Hunter Walker and number 19, Talteoli.
Wyatt Brennan gets hit early on at the line of scrimmage, but then bounces off, and luckily the Vikings were able to bring him down. But now we've got a 3rd and 2 situation, and this is where the Viking defense is going to really come together. They're going to be talking with Coach Brady, ex-NFL player for the Denver Broncos, who will be able to talk to these guys and say, this is the moment that you need to be able to watch and be able to play tough. This is where you've got to make the stop. When you're on that goal line, it's what all the movies are made of. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. 3rd and 2 on the 2-yard line, 3rd and goal. That's 2:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. 13-14 is the score.
Can you give me the gray Viking hoodie in it? Timeout taken by Westlake Thunder. They'll talk it over and see what they're going to do on this crucial 3rd and goal at the 2 or 3 yard line.
2:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. 13-14 is score. Vikings lead. 3rd and goal on the 2-yard line. Westlake Thunder with the ball, pressing in Viking territory. Quarterback under center takes the snap, hands off, and it is taken down, and it's close. He is stopped inches from the end zone. It looks like they're gonna take a look. They give it to him.
Touchdown, Westlake Thunder.
Westlake is now in the lead for the first time in this game, and they are celebrating. You get excited for a team that has this type of momentum. To get back into this game, they lead 19-14 right now. Even if they make the extra point, Vikings have the opportunity to come back and get their touchdown, an extra point, and still win this ball game. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion. A pass wide open, and now it is 21-14. The Vikings don't have that opportunity to come back and just kick an extra point and win it. Now they've got to, it could be a 2-possession game, or they are going to have to go for that 2-point conversion to be able to win the ball game. Considering, I mean, there's plenty of time. I mean, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so who knows, more touchdowns could be made. Hopefully Vikings can cause turnovers and not give turnovers and be able to make something happen on offense.
now get to see a struggling Pleasant Grove offense again. We'll see if they'll be able to turn it around, because since the first quarter they haven't really converted on some opportunities that they're big on plays that their defense has made.
Yeah, definitely both teams with some missed opportunities, and now we had been talking about how Westlake hadn't capitalized, and on this one they did. They were able to turn it into 8 points and get right back into this game. So
caught by Down Spiritu, I believe. He'll run, that's Jackson Hill. He'll run up, actually, he'll run up right up the middle to the Westlake 35-yard line, where the Pleasant Grove offense will come out once again.
Yeah, it looked like he had no intention of cutting up field and trying to make anything different. Just all of his blockers had confidence in him. Which is pretty great field position to start off with. 2:26 remaining in the third quarter. Plenty of time to play. Fourth quarter still on the horizon. So plenty of time to go back in.
With Jennifer Jorgensen's face on it. Text your email to 801-615-059.
Early on, Vikings have had success with the running play.
If you text your email to 801-615-0597, you'll be entered to win a $100 Home Depot gift card at the end of the season. She's your Westlake home team realtor.
Jake Jensen under center, 2 receivers to his left. Maldonado's the only back. He'll receive the handoff. Swarmed immediately by Westlake defenders.
And with his extra effort, it looks like he maybe picked up a yard and a half.
Yep.
But he was hit
immediately at the line of scrimmage.
They moved it up just a quarter inch there. I thought that the mark was a little bit back, but they're going to go 2nd and 10, so they didn't even give him that yard.
3 receivers to Jensen's left. Maldonado's the back, and he's tackled for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. Great tackle by number 46.
Number 46, Britton Thompson.
Britton Thompson.
Now, we were talking about how the Westlake defense has given up so many yards per game. Today, they are looking like a completely different team. They look like they've got a lot of confidence. Normally, you'd see kind of a not so much of a swagger or the confidence that's coming out, but their defense is doing a great job against Pleasant Grove. 3rd and 11 with 1:06 remaining in the third quarter of play.
Backfield. Jensen takes a stab, drops back, throws it across the middle to a wide open Jackson Hill, who's got room to work with. Brought down by the safety, and that's a huge play. That's probably the largest play we've seen out of this Pleasant Grove offense so far. That's a great read by Jake Jensen. Great catch by Jackson Hill, and that'll move the chains all the way up to Westlake's 21-yard line.
And that's something that I love to see. I mean, they've been successful with the run. They keep running, and it opens up the passing game. When you've got a good running game, that makes it so you've got the opportunity to make those big passes, the big catches, and a great pass. Great reception for Pleasant Grove puts them on the 21-yard line, 1st and 10. Spread
formation again for the Vikings, what we saw a lot of in the first quarter. Fake the handoff to Ty Cowley, but it looks like there's a flag.
Yeah, there was a flag on the play. They blew it dead. Jake Jensen knew that it was being blown dead. The defender had no idea, and he went in and tried to just tackle him hard, and Jake Jensen just kind of rolled off of him, which was pretty fun to see. A quarterback that's stacked enough that he's not worried that he's going to get hit, just kind of rolls it off. And that's a penalty against Pleasant Grove. That's a 5-yard penalty to make 1st and 15. Puts them back on the 26-yard line. And we talk about it all the time. These penalties, they just hurt Pleasant Grove, and they tend to have more penalties than the teams they play every week.
Yeah. Empty backfield, low snap for Jensen. Turns other side to Dane Christiansen, who's room to work with, and puts on a deadly spin move and dives to the end zone.
That was something else.
That is the explosiveness we've been missing from Dane Christiansen until this week. He's so fun to watch when he's healthy. He's so fast. He's so agile. I mean, I go into the weight room and he's like squatting 400, 450 pounds.
And he's just a little guy, but super fast, super powerful. And talk about the work that he does in the weight room. Back in the old days, the speedy guys wouldn't lift all that much weights, but they understand that the more you can squat, the faster you are, the more powerful you are. It's up and it's good. Vikings are back in the game. It's 21-21. It is tied up here at, I'm going to call it the Thunderdome, even though there is no dome on this thing. The home of the Thunder, maybe they call it, I don't know. We got to figure it out. Thundercats. Thunder.
We appreciate our food trucks tonight. Micromaniacs, world's greatest corn dogs. Clark's Island Donuts, Chuggalore, Seven Brothers, and Kona Ice.
So pretty interesting. When Vikings were set with that penalty, it kind of felt like, oh no, our offense isn't moving. We've got some things going on that are hurting us again. And then Dane Christiansen with that big play, like Westlake has been having. And I love to be able to see how Christiansen can get hit. He gets low, stays that low center of gravity, and just rolls off of him and is able to dive in for that touchdown. Pretty fun to watch. If you're watching on YouTube, just go back about 35 seconds. Watch that instant replay. It's the beauty of online. 19 seconds left in the third quarter of play. 21-21 is the score, and Vikings will be kicking away from their 40-yard line.
Appreciate all our sponsors, including Oasis.
Carson Ecolano kicking for the Vikings. He's one of the soccer team's best players, but he decided he wants to play football just to kick, and he's immensely talented. I already never watched a football game before, and then he made just goofing off a 45 field goal at practice, so he's a pretty good kicker.
Yeah, very dedicated soccer player, and it's nice to be able to see him come out and be able to add that extra boost to the Viking team.
Making it up to 25-yard line.
It's a good return by number 13, Blaine Ballard, for the Westlake Thunder.
11 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Well, only 11 seconds remaining in third quarter. This has been a very fast third quarter. Lots of big plays. Scores 21-21. First and 10. Westlake has the ball at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, during this third quarter, there have been a lot of running plays with the time just running off the clock, so it goes by pretty quick. So we've only really got another quarter to play, and it's tied up. This is great football on a September, what is this, the 29th?
Halliburton in shotgun. Hands the ball off to White Brennan. Tackled near the line of scrimmage. Another good defensive play by
Getting the ball from Westlake Thunder, number 13, Blaine Ballard. Stopped by number 4, Hunter Walker.
And Hunter Walker is a member of digital media and is a very tough player on the field. So that's the end of the third quarter. Vikings and the Thunder both with 21 points on the board. They're going to be shifting to the other side of the field. We're going to be able to finish up this game with 12 minutes left to play. It is tied up. It's 2nd and 8. This is Pleasant Grove Sports Network on KPGR 88.1 FM and 96.7 FM in Salt Lake City. You're listening to Colton Bayless and Russ Mayo. Colton on play-by-play, just a freshman getting out here and being able to make the calls and give us some really great insight with the team, being able to spend time with them on the field. This is one of the luxuries we're going to have next year. We might not have it because you're hoping to be suiting up, right?
Yeah.
On that on the varsity field. So soak it in, get that feel. But basketball season's just around the corner. We're going to be doing that live on YouTube and on our KPGR terrestrial station FM 88.1. So 12 minutes left to play. Vikings will be on defense, and we've got a Westlake right in our ear.
For this quarter break, they're going to have to put these paintbrushes.
Teams will re-enter the field to start the fourth quarter. This is exactly how I hope in-region game rivalry where the winner gets a secured playoff spot would turn out. This has been a heck of a game so far. 20-21 beginning of the fourth quarter. Westlake comes out empty backfield, flag is thrown, and it'll be an illegal motion.
Yeah, you've got some movement there on the line, and you've got the motion going on in the backfield that just can't happen, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Snap infraction is what it's called. And I'm pretty impressed that they've got at the high school level the referees with their microphones so we can actually hear what's going on, which is nice for the person who's watching that doesn't know every single signal that's happening. That you can know what's going on.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
Ball's on the 27-yard line now, 2nd and 8 with 11:58 remaining in this ball game. Tied up 21-21 on PGSN.
Brennan motions out from Halliburton's right, and a Blaine Dollar to motion in on a fake jet sweep, and Halliburton is grabbed on and tackled for another loss by, looks like Johnny Fanaika was in on the tackle, or maybe Michael Tautere.
All right, Johnny Fanaika causing some real problems for the Thunder offense. What you've got is a good leading blocking line, but you couldn't find anywhere to go because of the pressure coming from behind with Johnny Fanaika. So it didn't matter if he had a clear block he had, but he was still trying to maneuver in the backfield and got brought down. So 3rd and 13 with 11:22 remaining in the game, tied up again, 21-21.
Halliburton takes a snap, design quarterback draw, he'll scramble up the middle, makes some men miss, but gain of only about 3 or 4.
Yeah, he dropped back so far that it looked like he had about 10 yards of movement, but he was that far back behind the line of scrimmage that he wasn't able to pick up that much. But a well-designed play, just they're too far back. It's 4th and 14 in their own territory on the 33-yard line, so they're going to be punting away here on 4th down.
It's a great stop by this Pleasant Grove defense, and they'll retake the ball with 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter, tied.
And no rush really from the Vikings, just waiting for that kick away.
Jackson Hill catches a punt and is immediately tackled by Westlake punt coverage.
And that's pretty gutsy by Hill to be able to field that. The good thing is when you got that pressure coming in that he was able to hold on to that ball, because I know when a ball's kicked up there and you see somebody just as a sitting duck, it's a little bit scary. Speed, but Kainoa's extremely fast. Able to get around that left side and a big catch, and that's a long pass. You've got Dane Jensen being able to throw a line drive right to him, wide open, and he's able to get about.
Listed as a fullback, you'll see him right there, the first back in the I formation behind Jake Jensen. And typically fullbacks are just so powerful. They're not really the fastest guy, but Kaino is very fast. He's one of the fastest kids on our football team.
Yeah, which is nice to have him there in that fullback position, because he's small, he's low to the ground, and he's able to shift. And we've got a player down on the field for the Thunder, and their athletic trainers out there trying to see what's going on. You never like to see anybody get hurt in a ball game. Hopefully it's just it's something that he can bounce back from, but we'll see here in a moment. So as players take a knee on the sideline, we're going to talk a little bit about kind of a recap of the game. Early on, Vikings strike with a touchdown.
First possession
of the game, and then after that, the Westlake Thunder were able to make a few plays, but the Vikings stayed in the lead most of the way through, and the Westlake Thunder had all the opportunities in the world to come back and get back into the game after turnover and turnover, but we're not able to capitalize. Missed field goals, blocked field goals, and at halftime Vikings led 14-13, but then Westlake came back, scored a couple times, and got ahead 21 to 14, and then the Vikings tied it up, and that's where we are right now with a penalty on Westlake, so that's going to give us a first down. 9:33 remaining in this game. This is a fantastic game. It's starting to get cold out here at Westlake. We're right next to on the west side of Utah Lake. You've got that cold breeze coming off the waterfront. But perfect for playing. It's one of those moments where you've got that adrenaline, you're out there, you're sweating, and it's cool enough that you're in a perfect position. As a fan, you might need some hand warmers, but it's a good game. 21-21 is the score. Vikings with the ball.
Jake Jensen under center, dive right up the middle to Kaino Maldonado. They'll surge forward to about the 1 yard line with some more physical running. And it looks like another injured player for Westlake. But he'll hop right out. That's always good to see.
That's good. He's right back in it. You can see they're going to pull somebody in and replace him. Nope. All right, 9:01 remaining in this game. 21-21. Vikings in great position. So that's they didn't give him a first down, but they moved it. Moved it right up there. So 2nd and 1 on the 1 yard line.
I formation again. Jake Jensen under center. He'll take the snap, draw right in, and it looks like Kaino Maldonado got into the end zone, and the refs will call it a touchdown. So touchdown, Kaino Maldonado on a 1-yard dive, fullback dive play in the I formation to make the score 27-21, and the PAT unit will come on.
Now, tell me your thoughts about the PAT. I know there's been talk in the professional world about removing the point after.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's been talk about how the game could move a little bit faster, that a lot of the weight is on a player that doesn't really get on the field too much.
Yeah. I'm kind of biased. Oh, that's a missed PAT.
PAT is...
And that's where it comes into play.
What?
That's where this comes into play, where you've got a missed point after from somebody who's a part of the team, and they kick each time. But I just can't see him getting rid of it in the NFL, because you've got all these guys on contract, and if you were to just cut it, you would have unemployed
and it's such a large part of the game, and it has been for so long.
Yes.
And I'm kind of biased because I'm our freshman and sophomore team PAT kicker. So, and I love it. I love kicking. It's a blast.
Yeah, it's really fun to be able to see how it works out. Trying to get your take on that. The point after has always been, in my opinion, the most stressful point of the game, because you see so many times at the end of the game, a drive, it comes down to it, it's tied up, and you've got the kick that is either going to win it or lose the game. And that type of pressure on somebody, that's pretty impressive to see that you are in that position and that you'll take that responsibility.
Makes me think of the Eagles-Giants football game last week, where the Eagles starting kicker is one of the best kickers in the league, but he got hurt, so they had to put in their backup rookie kicker, and he made a 61 game-winning field goal.
And it looked like it could have been a 65. There was a good 2 or 3 feet above. The Vikings special teams getting flags thrown all over, and I don't know if it's against the Vikings. It looked like a hold,
it looked like
possibly.
A block in the back, or a hold,
Taking the ball for the Westlake runner, number 13.
It looked like one of them grabbed onto the jersey and pulled the defender toward him. So 8:28 remaining. We're probably going to be moving this back just a little bit, but the Vikings, you can see a little bit of swagger in their step, a little bit of confidence. They're excited to come out here and make a stop, leading by 6 points, which is an illegal block in the back. You got it. You called it. It's the fourth quarter, 8:28 remaining. 21-27, Vikings lead the Westlake Thunder. Westlake 0-5, Vikings 1-4.
Well, now on the 8-yard line with
and you were talking earlier about whoever wins this game is able to secure a position to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Just really shows you the importance of this game, and a big reason why both of these teams are fighting so hard, because they were both really struggling in the best region in the league, and it'll be, this is probably their biggest hope for a winning season, because they both already lost to Bingham, and I don't believe either of them have played Lone Peak yet, and I believe Westlake has lost to AF.
Yes.
And Lone Peak is a heck of a team, and that's going to be a very difficult team to get a win against. They're the returning state champion runner-ups against the Bingham team, and so.
And they've got quite a few players back. They've got always just a tradition of being able to win. At Lone Peak, it's one of those things where teams come in and they tend to fear playing Lone Peak, whether the team is actually at the level that or not. Often they have that advantage just because of their tradition of winning. And look at that, we've got a guy, it looked like a tackle had happened and everybody gave up on the play, and he bounces around the side. That's number 23 there.
Penalty marker on the play. Ball around the field, number 23.
That's a great play by Wyatt Brennan. And
7:37 remaining.
That's a great job to make a man miss, but if flags thrown at the end, we'll see what that was. Maybe a late hit.
Yeah, I think it was a late hit against the Vikings, which will move probably another 15 yards. But we've got Wyatt Brennan, he's a senior.
It will be a late hit.
Yeah, that's a huge play.
That seemed like a kind of controversial call, because Wyatt Brennan didn't look like he was slowing down at all or going anywhere, and I saw number 7 Jason McHugh come up and make the tackle on the sideline.
Yeah.
But apparently he's already out of bounds.
Which is, again, like you said, it's a tough thing to be able to make a call on that, because if he's still looking like he's running, you're not going to be looking at the sideline to see if he's out. If he's making that run, you're going to make that hit.
Hand off to Brennan once again. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Great play by Johnny Fanaika again. He's had a busy night. I mean, he comes from a very talented family who his 2 older brothers both started D1 Pac-12 football. One of his older brothers, Brandon Fanaika, is starting at Stanford, who is a high caliber team, and his other brother was a starting defensive end and linebacker for the Utah Utes, and then went to the NFL for a little bit. I'm not sure where he's at now, but very talented family.
Yeah, very dedicated. Those guys work extremely hard. So 7 minutes left in the game, 21-27, Vikings lead.
Halliburton steps back, feels some pressure, escapes the pocket, reverses the other way again, scrambling around, throws it deep down the field, incomplete. There are a few near receivers, but not really close to anyone, not a real catchable ball, but way to not avoid the sack by Jacob Halliburton.
Yeah, scrambling back there, trying to move in, then back out, and then off to the side, but he had a man wide open, just looked like he didn't quite have the arm to be able to make it that far. So he's a very good at scrambling, being able to get up the field, but that long ball just didn't feel right. 3rd down and 10, ball on the 49-yard line in Viking territory. The Westlake Thunder down 21-27 with 6:45 remaining in this ball game.
Wyatt Brennan will go to the slot on the left. Empty backfields for Halliburton, and he'll look to his left, but then he'll scramble to his right. Go deep down the field to it. Interception by Kainoa Maldonado. Another huge play for this Viking defense. And it is an interception.
They're still fighting for it. He signals it to the Vikings, but
it looks like an interception. It looks like he actually had a man open down the field. Halliburton did, but then just kind of maybe a little short ball, and Kainoa Maldonado just makes a great play on it.
And I can't fault number 3, Hayden Fury, for sticking it out and trying to fight for that. We love to see that fire, that energy, that tenacity in a player when things don't go your way. Like, keep fighting for it, and hopefully you can get it. But to no avail, it goes to the Pleasant Vikings, their own 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
And they've scored on back-to-back possessions too, so maybe they'll try and keep this momentum alive. Ty Callaway will take it to the left. Gain of about 3 or 4.
I'd love to be able to see the same energy that we've seen in the last 2 possessions with the Vikings, because being up 6 points is not all that big of a cushion. Just 1 touchdown and an extra point puts them back behind in the ball game, so the Vikings do need to put some more points up on the board, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, just to make it a 2-possession ball game.
I formation again, Jensen under center. Counter play for Ty Callaway. He needs some room to run. He'll get the edge, 1 man to beat, and he'll step out of bounds after a great run and a great hit at the very end.
And he was hit by Evan Jensen, the senior. But Ty got a great run out of that. I mean, nobody touched him until he'd already gotten past the first yard line. Being able to pick up that 1st down.
That'll move the ball to the Pleasant Grove's own 38-yard line, moving the ball again. Some more explosive plays that we talked about that they needed in the second half to win against a Westlake team that was making big plays. Split backs for Jensen. He'll give it to Kainoa Maldonado. He'll get to corner 2, and he'll step back on an insane cut. That was really fun to watch.
Yeah, you look at him right near the sideline, and you think, oh, play's over. He's stopped in his tracks. He's going like super fast, plants his foot, and just cuts it back in, gets another extra 5 yards. So that's the type of stuff that we need to be able to see from the Vikings, to be able to be driving the ball and get down into the Thunder territory, which they are now on the 43-yard line in Thunder territory with 5:15 remaining. Vikings lead by 6, 21-27.
Despite having a not real well record, I believe Pleasant Grove is one of the best running football teams in the state. Like last week, when Pleasant Grove put up 50 points, they had both of their backs run for 100 yards, and I believe they had more than 300 yards of total rushing.
Carrying the ball, number 27,
between Maldonado, Jake Jensen, a few yards, and Ty Calloway.
Yeah, that was quite the run, and a little extracurricular after the play, driving the defender back into the ground. Don't ever really like to see that. I just want to see the play speak for itself. But 4:33 remaining in the ball game. Vikings lead 27-21. Second and 2, just a couple yards.
The West splitbacks again, and this Westlake student section's trying to get their defense pumped. Callaway to the left. And
the flag was a little late to be popped out there. You can see the defender jumping over the line. And sometimes they'll let it go and just kind of and be able to see if they can get back. But they encroached and came through and broke the line of scrimmage.
Got to move the chains for Pleasant Grove. And they'll have it well inside Westlake territory at the 32, 33-yard line.
And we were talking earlier about how Pleasant Grove had a lot of the penalties early on. Now Westlake has kind of turned the tables, and they're the ones that have gotten the most penalties in the second half, and the benefit's been going to Pleasant Grove. Just I think a shift in focus. The Vikings on offense and defense have been keeping it together.
I formation. Callaway takes it up the middle, gets into the secondary, and is tackled after a gain of about 8 or 9.
Now on our team number 75, I don't know exactly who that is, but making a gigantic hole there in the line, making the middle wide open for that run.
On our own team, I believe that's senior Mike Jensen.
Yeah, Mike Jensen making that big hit, and it really was wide open. Was not touched until the initial impact, where he was about 8 yards in.
Yeah, that's either Mike Jensen or Keegan Wilkinson. I'm not positive. I formation again. Ty Callaway with another carry. He'll get the first down. Spin for some more yards. Gaining about 8, and he'll take the ball to Westlake's 15-yard line and move the chains once again.
I think it took 3 quarters of play before the Vikings in the fourth quarter got that confidence and realized we can take the Westlake defense, we can make stops on their offense, we can overpower this team, and now that we see it, it looks like every time they touch the ball, they're going for that extra yardage. They are making the blocks to open up the holes, and Vikings are pushing. They're now on the 15-yard line in Thunder territory. Ball on, again, the 15, first and 10. Under 3 minutes left to play in the game, and Vikings lead 27-21.
And this fourth quarter play, I think, is the reason they were ranked so high in the preseason and why they won so badly last week. You could just see the fire and the talent they have, and they just, when they play for the win.
Yeah, when they've got that excitement and that knowledge that they can win, and it's one of those things where you can be told over and over that you're good enough, that you're strong enough, you've practiced hard enough to win a game, but until you can feel it yourself, it's hard to make it happen. So it's nice to be able to see the Vikings with that fire. And as we say that, the Thunder just made a huge stop. No gain on that first-yard running attempt. So it's second and 10, 21-27. Vikings lead on the Thunder 15-yard line.
Kaino Maldonado's the long back. He'll carry it for about 3 or 4 yards, making it third.
We've got a player down. Slow to get up, but he's up. Number 72 on the Vikings.
Yeah, that's Kyle Sorensen, our center.
Looks like he got just kind of stretched back, had a strange block happen. That's a good timeout for him to be able to just kind of recharge.
1 minute, 58 seconds is all that is left remaining in the game. Very quick second half, it feels like.
And the first half dragged out quite a bit. You've got 27-21 to score now, and a lot of scoring happening in this second half. In the first half, it was mainly Pleasant Grove I guess it was 14 to 13, so Westlake came back in the last part of the second quarter to be able to almost tie it up, but missed that extra point. So it's been a story of missed extra points. We'll see what it comes down to. Hopefully Pleasant Grove can put another touchdown on the board and put this game out of reach.
Yeah.
But if they don't, I mean, it's a 6-point ball game right now, 21 to 26, with the Vikings in the lead with under 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah. Going back and Connor Maldonado.
They've got some movement.
False start, I believe. Looks like 27 Ty Callaway moved. Oh no, actually that's an encroachment.
So Ty must be able to move on that in his position. They're talking it over.
Or it could be that they're saying the defensive lineman drew him offsides. That could be it.
Okay, that could be it.
Yeah, there will be a false start. So that'll make it 3rd and long at Westlake's own 19-yard line. And we'll see where Pleasant Grove comes out with now.
Penalties always a factor in these ball games. 5 yards doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're down on a 3rd down and you were 3rd down at 9, it seems like that's very doable, but a 3rd and 14 becomes a bigger play. You're going to have to go for a longer pass, and the defense is going to know you are definitely throwing, and it's definitely worth a timeout to be able to talk this over and go see what they're going to do. This is a big play. This could put the kind of the nail in the coffin for the Vikings if they're able to get into the end zone. But if they turn it over on downs, or if they have to, I guess if they settle for a field goal, it's still within reach.
Yeah. Westlake student section is right in front of us, and they're sure getting pumped. They really want to see their football team get their first W of the season.
Now, how likely is it for Westlake to be able to get back in this? What would have to happen for Westlake to be able to win this game with less than 2 minutes down by 6?
So if they got to stop here on this specific play, and let's say Coach Wooten either, if they miss the field goal, block the field goal, or they go for it and they stop that, if they go down and score and make the extra point, then they win. But even if they get a field goal, the Vikings, that's intercepted at the 5-yard line. So that could happen.
So that could happen. Exactly what you're saying is there is an opportunity for these guys to come back. It's the 2-minute drill. We're at 1:50 left in the ball game, and you can feel the energy in the stadium. You can feel Westlake getting extremely excited. There is the possibility of winning. All they have to do is get in the end zone to tie it, and then an extra point can win it for them because of the missed extra point. Wow, this is exciting football. Always tough to see a turnover in your own, like in the red zone. The ball on the 8-yard line of Westlake. They're in their own territory. 1st and 10, 1:50 remaining in the ballgame. Vikings lead by 6 on PGSN, Pleasant Grove Sports Network.
Scrambles to his right. He has some space, runs out of bounds, and gets the first down. That's Jacob Halliburton.
Halliburton holds onto it, and he's able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. That only took about 8 seconds off the clock, and he was able to move it a good 12 yards. So, ball on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Vikings still lead by 6 with 1:42 remaining in this ball game.
Westlake comes out in spread formation. Wide Brennan to Halliburton's left. Halliburton steps back, looks to his left, surveys the field, scrambles to his left, finds an open receiver, number 13, but a little low, bounces.
Halliburton has a hard time throwing on the run. He's very shifty, and he's able to move around and buy himself some time, but as he's throwing, he doesn't plant that foot and deliver. He's got it good. That was probably about 6 yards short of being catchable. So 1:36 remaining. Ball on the 20-yard line. It is now 2nd and 10.
We'll see if this Pleasant Grove defensive line can put some more pressure and startle Halliburton once more. Trips to his left side. White Brennan also to Halliburton's left side. He'll look that way. Even more pressure. Puts a move on number 19, Micah Talteoli, and then there's Johnny Fanica who swoops in once again and gets another sack.
Yeah, Fanica's the cleanup man on defense. He is able to see things and be able to get into the play and just cause that commotion and that disturbance in the offense.
Yeah, definitely a workhorse for the Westlake offensive line.
So another timeout for Westlake. The timeouts that we've got Westlake now with 0 timeouts, and Pleasant Grove has 2. So Westlake's not going to have any time to be able to waste. They've got to move the ball with 1:26 remaining in this ball game, down by 6 on their own 20-yard line. They've got 80 yards to go before they can make something happen. A field goal does nothing for them. They've got to get into the end zone.
Yep. And another thing I just realized, we haven't talked about this entire game, is we're missing our 2 starting wide receivers from the beginning of the season, and senior Dan Nelson and junior Easton Fowler, which has probably affected our offense and our defense because they're both 2-way players.
Yeah,
I can't believe that didn't even enter my head.
We've got Daniel Nelson is not playing in this game, and he's been an effective big target for Pleasant Grove, and he's got a pulled hamstring, so he's out this game. And
Easton Fowler broke his leg.
Yeah, and Easton Fowler had a fantastic game against Fremont, but a season-ending injury. He'll be back next year. 1:26 remaining. We're back in action.
So it's quick to his left side. That's number 3, but he's pushed out. I think it's just shy of the first down.
Hayden Fury.
About 3 or 4 yards.
And that's that
Hayden
big
Fury
target,
with the reception.
Hayden Fury.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be 2nd and it looks like 9. No, they mark it way short of the first down. So it's a 4th and 3. They have got to convert here, or this is the ball game. With no timeouts, the Vikings can just run out the clock. This is one of those exciting moments. 4th and 3, 1:20 remaining in the game.
Trips to his right side, and it's a draw, and it looks like, Mike Talteoli strips the ball, and there's no one to beat him. He'll run into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. I didn't even see the ball come out. I thought he was down.
That is so exciting for the Vikings and so sad for the Thunder. You see the quarterback was fighting for that extra yardage to get the first down. He's driving, and normally you would be able to just kind of go down, but when it's that type of moment, you hold on, you keep driving, and because you're driving, you've got the defense with an opportunity to be able to strip it, and it was stripped. The quarterback was saying he was down, but there's no instant replay in high school football. So it is a touchdown for the Vikings. That takes it to 33-21. This game is now out of reach unless you've got some miracle plays. But I would say this game is all but over. With 1:08 remaining, the kick is up,
and it's good.
PAT is good, but number 18.
That's a very clutch, very impressive play by junior returning starting linebacker Micah Talteoli. He's had a kind of quieter night, but he's a definite impact.
Yeah, he's been in on a lot of plays. He's been kind of assisting on a few tackles. He's been right there, but that one was a huge moment for him to be able to shine and be able to pull that out and really secure the victory for the Vikings.
Him and his little brother, Spencer Talteoli, are the 2 starting middle linebackers, and they're crazy athletes. They're both very talented.
Yeah, you could see the speed on that one where he was able to outrun the entire team. I think surprise was a huge he had on his side where nobody knew it. We didn't even really see what had happened until all of a sudden you see people's heads turning and thinking, what? The game's over. Cool. So even if they got a run back right now.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be enough even if they return this kick for a touchdown.
And they're going to give a short kick to take more time off the clock, make them run it.
And that'll probably, that looks like a block in the back maybe, but ref must have seen something. And he'll be out of bounds at the Westlake's own, where will they mark it? 28, 30-yard line?
Yeah, the 30-yard line, maybe the 20. Nope, they've got it at the 30.
Yeah.
Well, this is tough. I mean, the offense just barely got off the field with a devastating turnover, and then they have to get back on there. Now, this is where it's a life lesson. You have something that happens that's no good. Sometimes you lose the game, but you got to get back in there and fight and do the very best that you can. So,
yeah, definitely. Albert takes a snap to a Wyatt Brennan over the middle.
And Wyatt Brennan was open, but could feel Spencer was right there on him, and so he took his eye off the ball, thinking, I don't want to get hit. And you're going to get hit either way. Those are the moments where you catch the ball, hold on to it, and brace for impact.
Yeah.
So 2nd down and 10, 57 seconds remaining in the game. 34-21 is the score. Vikings lead.
Albert rolls to his right. Looks like he'll run.
He's going to try to get out of bounds.
Gets out of bounds. 52 seconds left in the game.
And right now they're playing for pride, being able to, they're going to try to get some more points on the board and make this just a more respectable game.
Yeah.
Which it has been. This has been a very close game all the way to the clutch moments of 4th down and 3 yards to go and the quarterback turning it over. That's a rough moment, but it's a gutsy play. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose on that, fighting for the extra yardage. 52 seconds remaining. Vikings lead 34-21. Ball on the 31-yard line. 2nd and 10.
Halliburton looks to his left where the trip side is, but there's a flag that will stop the play. It's a false start against Westlake.
You never like to see penalties when the game's pretty much over, and when the the losing team is out on the field. You just want them to be able to hold their heads high and finish strong. So hopefully they can get this snap off and make a play.
Halliburton drops back and throws it, completes it to number 21.
That's complete to number 21, Caden
For a gain of about 5, that's a good job of staying up with a man around his legs. I believe that was Micah Tauteli again, or maybe Wesley Tuiasova, number 16. Didn't quite see the number.
Long pass to an open receiver. Open field tackle.
That was Hunter Walker, with number 4 with the tackle.
Pass complete to number 21, Caden Johnson, and good for Westlake Thunder, 1st down.
Okay, 17 seconds, that's enough to get at least 1, maybe 2 plays off, depending on if they get out of bounds. They're going to go for a big one. And it's a long bomb pass, and he is open, but it is incomplete. Almost picked off.
That was number 7, Jason McHugh with the defense.
Okay, this is going to be the last play of the game, most likely. Vikings lead this game and will end up winning this bout against the Westlake Thunder. 34-21 is the score. Ball on the 45-yard line in Viking territory, and they're going to take a shot, probably at the end zone or try to get something to an open receiver. This has been a great game. It's been fun to be able to see the tenacity and kind of the spontaneity of this Thunder offense, being able to make some plays out of nothing. And it ends with the whistle being blown, nobody being tackled. The spike of the ball out of frustration from their quarterback, which is understandable. This has been a tough game.
Yeah. And Puzzle will storm the field. They've now for surely secured a spot in the playoffs, which is wonderful to hear. After a very rough start.
Very rough start.
After some high anticipation at the beginning of the season, a very rough start. They started 0-5. Got to win last week against Hillcrest. And then got a win now. That improves the records to 2-5, I believe. And Westlake is 0-6 or 0-7. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's right. I was off on their win to loss record. So, talking about the season early on, Vikings, like you said, had multiple losses in a row. They had heartbreakers against Riverton
and Fremont. Yeah.
And Fremont. Both games where they were in the game, they were right there. Just one little play would have made the difference. A misfill, PAT, different things. A lot of penalties in that first matchup against Fremont, which was one of the craziest games I've seen as far as penalties. I think it had to have been a record-breaking penalty game of having, I think it was 170, 180 yards penalty against Pleasant Grove, which is not normal in high school football, and it didn't seem like the Vikings were really jumping off sides or having false starts all that often. But to be able to see a game like this where they have an outright win against a team that battled against them, the Vikings come up victorious against the Westlake Thunder here on Pleasant Grove Sports Network. Thank you for joining us. I'm Russ Mayo, and this is Colton Bayless on Pleasant Grove Sports Network. We're going to send it back to the station. Appreciate you watching, and we are out.
Don't forget, support our Westlake Home Team Realtor. Jennifer Jorgensen, text your email address to 801-615-0597 to be entered to win a $100 Home Depot gift card. Westlake fans mentioned that ad. You receive $500 credit when you buy or sell with Jennifer Jorgensen.